Hello people, my name is Ferdy and in this video we're going to take a look at the layout of Elementor V4, the atomic editor. In the last videos I already updated our current version of Elementor to the most recent one, version 4. And now we're going to take a look at the layout and how we can set up a few important settings. So the first thing I will do, I will click on Edit with Elementor. I'm here at my homepage. I edit this page with Elementor and this is what we will see. So the big difference in comparison with version 3 is that right now we see over here atomic elements. The thing is with Elementor V4, it is combined with version 3. So if you update to V4, you can still make use of all the features of Elementor V3. So if you scroll down over here, we can still work with containers, with the grid, with all the basic elements, with all the pro elements if you have the pro version. The only difference is that now we can work with atomic elements. So through the months, more features of version 4 will be added. And in the meanwhile, if you want to, you can still make use of version 3. Well, I love making websites, and what makes the process even more fun is when everything is organized so I can work more efficiently. So the first thing I want to do, if I see this purple pink button or dot over here, I want to click on it and close it. So I don't see that anymore. You know, through Facebook and all those social media icons, when you see a red one or something that's popping up, it can distract. So I want to get rid of that. The second thing I want to do, I want to go over here to the Elementor icon and click on User Preferences. And I want to make the panel dark. When you work for a longer time on a website, I think for your eyes, it's better to have a dark layout. The third thing I want to do, let me publish this and click on the plus. If I add a heading over here, and if I want to duplicate this area, I cannot do that. Why not? Because I'm not having editing handles. I need to do right mouse click, duplicate. I want to work more efficient, so I go to the Elementor icon to User Preferences and I turn on Quick Edit Options. Now, when I click over here, or I click over here, I have another option and now it's really easy to duplicate things. So that's what I want to turn on. So we have a dark layout and editing handles. And what I also want to talk about is the structure. I use the structure all the time. That's this area over here. You can close it. You can open it by clicking here. I prefer to use Command or Control I, so I can bring it up, get rid of it. What you also can do, you can stick it to the right. This is what looks like how bricks and other page builders use it. You have a left area and a right area. And the thing is that when you do this, the content is in between those two panels. But if you make it loose, it is from here until the end. So it's on top of the content. So whatever you prefer, if you have a big screen, so let's say I have a big screen, then I would prefer definitely to place it here. And the thing is then it's always visible and there is no content hidden behind it. So if I'm working like this, I definitely always have it over here. But if I'm making a tutorial and I have my screen a little bit bigger for you, then I prefer to use it like this. And if I want to work over here behind it, Command or Control I, and then it's gone. Talking about shortcuts. If you want to know more about shortcuts, you can click over here on the Elementor icon, go to Keyboard Shortcuts. You see a lot over here. I use a few. That is Command S to save it or Control S to save it, and Command P. And then you see the result of what you have created so far. So it's a what you see is what you get editor. So you can edit things and immediately see the result. But if you want to see how it looks on a big screen, Command or Control P, and there you go. I always like to get rid of this upgrade button. What else do I want to do? Well, for the sake of the tutorial, I want to work in a canvas. What is a canvas? It has no header, it has no footer, and it's full width. Right now, we see the header and we see the footer. So in order to get rid of this for this particular page, I go to this page settings icon and I scroll down and then I say over here, page layout, turn it into an Elementor canvas. And there you go. Now we only see content that is made with Elementor. If I want this to be on every single page that I create using Elementor, then I go over here to the site settings. I scroll down to layout. I scroll down over here. Default page layout, I want it to be canvas, but since I want to make use of a header and a footer in the tutorial later on, I'm going to say Elementor full width. So for this particular homepage, I use a canvas without a header and a footer. But for all the other pages I will create with Elementor by default, a header will be shown with our menu, with our logo, and a footer will be shown. Using the Atomic Editor version 4, we're not gonna make use of the site settings and in particular global colors and global fonts anymore. But since I want to have a backup area for if I use version 3 elements, I still want to take a look at those settings. But keep in mind that when we fully use version 4, we're not gonna talk about global colors anymore. We're not gonna talk about global fonts. We're not even gonna talk about container padding, gaps, and content width anymore, because that will all be done using classes. And that is so much better. But just for the sake of making use of version 3 now and then, maybe in the tutorial, I want to have those settings as backup. So let me close this and show you again where we need to go. I go over here to the Elementor logo or icon. I go to site settings. Then I go to layout. And over here, the content width, the width of our page, I want it to be 1120. For this, in this case, we're going to make use of pixels, but besides this, we're going to make use of rem, which is better. Then for the container padding, well, how I work, as I said, we're going to work with rem. Let me show you real quick what I would do. I will drag an image over here. Okay. Then I click over here. I go to the site settings, to layout, and then over here at container padding, I go for rem. Rem is focused on the default of HTML, which is oftentimes 16 pixels. So if I say the top should be 1 rem, that means it's 16 pixels. So what I want to do, at the right and at the left, I want to have nothing. And at the top, I want to have rem 4, which is 64 pixels. Then for a tablet, we're going to have a better way for this in the future. But right now I want to have those backup options. For the container, I say 3 and then not pixels, but 3 rem. I have to fill it in again. And then for a smartphone, I go to rem and I say 2, which is 32. Okay, save it. For the gaps, let's go to rem 1, rem, save the changes. Then I go back. I go to the global colors. And as I said, again, it's backup. So we're not going to use this, but only if we use version 3. So the primary color is this blue color, blue, purple. Then the secondary color, this one. Then the text color. In my case, I want it to be a small tint. By the way, if you don't have those colors yet, there's a friend of mine, Reno, and he has the website style kit. And there I can say I want to have one color, which is bluish, and then you get a whole palette that you can use. And if you want to have a secondary color, for instance, with an accent color, which is in my case, orange, then you can see all those colors you can use for your website, and those will work together. So that's super cool. You just fill in 2 colors and everything else will be fixed for you. Thank you, Reno de Boer, for creating that using vibe coding. And then the accent color is this one. Then I go back. I save the changes. I go to global fonts. The primary one, I just say to all of them, open. Sans, I copy this. Select the first one. Paste it, select open sans. The third one. And the fourth one. Save the changes. Then I go back. Then I go to typography. I'm not gonna mess with the sizes, only with the typography. For the body, it is open sans. And I decided to go for railway with all the other ones. I only have to set up once. Railway. And then if in a while, this will not even be used anymore, because then we're fully working with version 4. But since I want this to be an in-depth course, I just want to cover it. So later on in the course, we're not like, hey, what's going on over here? Because then we have all those backup settings. So maybe it's a bit boring. Sometimes it is, but we're gonna get a lot of fun. At least I will. I hope you too. But I'm really excited about version 4, man. Oh man, it's gonna be amazing. Close it. So I've set up everything exactly how I want it to be. So in the next video, I want to talk about font sizes. So throughout the whole course, throughout building websites, we can make use of rem font sizes because that's so much better, and I'm going to explain why. So I hope to see you in the next video.